Alright, welcome to day 3 of my split. On the menu today, we've got quads, and it's like a couple days later, and I'm struggling to walk. Like, getting out of bed is an absolute force, but we're gonna dive right into it. We got the usual single leg extensions. Again, I only do single leg purely because I'm just trying to build the most balanced, symmetrical physique I can. And I know that just in general, one, from being a righty, but also from playing like things like soccer, my right leg has always been way stronger than my left. As well too, like I've talked about this before, my coordination, like my mind muscle connection, even with my left versus my right side is definitely better. Arms and like everything included. So the last few years now, I've focused a ton on doing single leg and single arm movements, try and balance them out, and they're pretty close now. Like my left leg is like maybe half a rep, maybe one full rep weaker than my right, but it's getting there. So again, we're starting out with single leg extensions. It's a little early. One thing you'll see too, I just started using this machine where you can actually like adjust where the movement is the most difficult, right? You can kind of mess around with where you have the plates on the actual machine itself. Again, first set there, we got 12 reps. Again, since this is only my second time using it, I didn't know exactly how much I'd be able to do. But this is still, last time I think I got 90 for like 15. So I thought that 115 would be a better weight, but it ended up not being. But again, you'll see on these, like a lot of people when they do their leg extensions don't have much control. And that's also too just the gym in general. Like I think a lot of people don't control the weight as well as they could. And for me, I think that's why I like starting with leg extensions, is I'm like fully 100%, I'm not fatigued at all yet, and it just allows me to like really isolate my quad. Oh my God, trust me, I'm telling you, try out this leg workout because my quads a couple days later are absolutely destroyed. Like just to the touch. I have hamstrings tomorrow, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it. Like I might actually have to take another rest day. Second set, they're so sore. Second set here, moved up in weight, now going for 8 reps. But again, this machine is sick. I don't think I've ever used a leg extension where it gives you like that option to manipulate where the movement is like the hardest at the top or the hardest at the bottom. So it's been pretty fun to mess around with. We're doing 3 sets total today for leg extensions because again, well, no, I've always had legs twice a week, so nothing's really changed there. But we do 2 sets single leg, and then we're going to move on to just 1 set using both legs. I kind of just felt like trying to do it with both legs and see how it would feel. But again, you got to go heavy. And not my lat, actually, you'll see the next set. I don't go as heavy as I should, but like, you got to go heavy, man. Single leg extensions, as heavy as you possibly can, like 5 to 8 reps. That first set I obviously got 12, but doing heavy sets of single leg extensions in that 5 to 8 rep range, I think has like grown my legs the most. And again, emphasis on the single leg, because I know now if you start doing single leg for a while and then you go back to doing both legs, like at least for me, I can notice when I'm doing both legs at the same time that like I have more emphasis on my right side. Like I'm probably pushing and controlling the weight more with my right than I am my left, but without even realizing it. But yeah, these sets to start the lift. Today's lift was like euphoric, like a really good leg day. It was one of those days where I just like put on the headphones, put the hat down, and got after it. And again, you guys are gonna see like leg days specifically, you need so little to have a good workout. I mean, and also too in general across the board, chest, back, but legs especially, I think there's so many people that go in and do like leg extensions, squat, hamstring curls, RDLs, calves, adductors. Like I legit do, 5 exercises total, and one of those exercises is calves and then the other is adductors. So I only really do like 3 main leg movements like that are focused on my quads. But again, last set here, I should have gone up in weight. I wasn't really sure what I'd be able to do with both legs. So that's kind of why I like emphasize the tempo even more, and like really try to squeeze at the top and control the weight the whole time. You'll see like throughout this, I like kind of not necessarily fail, but I just like come out of it, which like it's me being a little bitch, I guess you could say. But the burn was just getting to the point where I was like, dude, I gotta get out of here. Like I gotta stop. But yeah, that's leg extensions done. Now moving on to, originally it was gonna be pendulum squat, but it was taken. So I was like, all right, it's been a long time since I've tried this hack squat. I've also never tried a hack squat or any movement ever with a band. You can see the band on the back. And honestly, it just made my knees feel so much better at the bottom of the movement. Like normally when I do this machine, I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on just like my kneecaps and my knees in general. And the band made it help a lot. Again, I didn't really know how much I was gonna be able to do on this. And I remember like a couple months ago, I thought 3 plates was like about what I did, but I think I might have been wrong because this set is like minutes long. Like I just keep going, and it gets to the point where it's not even my legs or my quads that are fatiguing. It's just my breathing. Like I can't even catch my breath, which is how leg day goes. Like if you do high reps, it gets to the point where it's like, it's not even my quads fatiguing. It's actually just like my stamina. And that's why I think going a little bit lower reps, especially on legs, can be pretty helpful in terms of like reaching failure. If you're doing 20 reps, you're like, you'll see, I think that I reach failure here because I do 15 reps, but it's like realistically, the weight is still moving fairly quickly. It's not my quads that are hitting failure or my legs. It's I just am like absolutely gassed. But regardless, this was a very good set. One thing you'll see too is like so many people, like I was just watching a video on Instagram like where they were doing squats to like probably not even 90 degrees, and sometimes they're in a hack squat doing that, and it's like you should be trying to get as much range of motion. But yeah, all right, so before I go on, like I could have got more. Like I probably could have got 5 more, I think. Like that weight was still moving fairly quickly, but it was just like I was winded. It felt like I just run a marathon. But what I was saying is like, you should be trying to do as much range of motion as you can, as long as it feels comfortable and like doesn't hurt or like feel right. Like you know your range of motion, like you know how deep into a movement you can go, so you should be trying to go to that point. Like that, I believe, is going to be where you're going to see the most growth, is when you start doing squats where your butt is actually getting down to your heels. And again, you can even see from me like that. So the machine stops at the bottom there, like I can't get lower, but I am not flexible enough or don't have the ankle mobility to have my feet lower down the platform. Because again, if I could get my feet a little bit lower, then one, like my butt actually would end up on my heels, but also two, I would just get way more knee flexion than I actually am, but I just don't have that mobility yet. So that's like you're better off doing 2 plates, but full range of motion and getting like 10 perfect reps than if you throw on like 3 plates, 4 plates, and you can only get 5 reps, and it's like you're not even going through a full range of motion throughout those reps. Right? And that's kind of what I preach with everything, is like you don't need to increase the weight or go up to this crazy load if you can't even do it with proper form yet. Like that's why you just have to build up with the good form, with the correct range of motion. But moving on to Bulgarian split squats. I have not done these in a long time. Although the other day, I did them on my hamstring day for the first time, but I went with 1 dumbbell. I don't know why I said it like that. 1 dumbbell. And today I went with 2. And I don't know if it was because my quads were already so fatigued, or maybe my foot positioning wasn't quite right. But it really could have been that I was just already that dead. So I only did 1 set here per leg, 85s for 6, which like for me, I'm pretty happy with. If I can remember correctly, like I don't think I ever went that much heavier than that my entire last bulk. So if this is where we're starting, that's pretty good. But yeah, I think I just need to kind of get used to it, the setup more, especially too, like my balance felt like that was what was having a very hard time. But yeah, ideally you want to just try and get that as most knee flexion as you can, or that knee over the toe as much as you can. And again, if you want to hit like more glute, you just step further out. That way you have less. But again, like that's already pretty much the entire leg day, in the sense that that was all the quad movements. Now we're on to adductors. But for the leg movements, we did 3 sets of leg extensions, 2 sets of hack squats, 1 set of Bulgarian split squats, and then we do 1 set of adductors here. Trying to get, let's see, yeah, I was trying to get 6 to 10 reps, or like 5 to 8 reps. You'll see, I've said this before, but this machine, I think I think everyone in general, but me especially, I have not utilized it as much as I should the last few years. So like this year, I would say the last 5 months has been the first time I've like actually been prioritizing it in every workout, and like log booking the reps, the sets. And 1 set of these, man, and you do those force reps, the pump is like arguably better than the rest of the entire leg workout. Like it fills your groin and just your adductors and your legs in general with blood to the point where you feel like you can't even walk. I'm telling you, start adding them into your leg day, even if it's just like 1 set. But last but not least, and also too, I was kind of thrown off when I first started my leg day. I was like, something feels really weird. Like, what am I missing? And I didn't start with calves for some reason. Like, I don't really know why. There must have maybe been someone on the machine. But I typically always start my leg workouts with calves. So ending with them it didn't really make that big a difference. I was a little bit weaker. Like, yeah, I like pretty much 1 stack on the weights. So like my working sets lately have been with 200. This was only 180. Again, part of it was just like hard just to have the weight up, like unracked because of my quads. So I'll probably stick with doing calves at the beginning of my workouts, because at least for me, especially on quad days, like starting out with calves doesn't really like fatigue me for the rest of my lifts. You know what I mean? Like maybe very minimally, like on a hack squat, but hitting calves and then doing leg extensions, it doesn't really affect me much. If anything, I'm just more warmed up and kind of like in the right mindset, you know, now that I've done 1 exercise. But yeah, 2 sets of calves, trying to get same thing around 5 to 8 reps. I get 10 reps on the first set. Actually, that's a lie. I have no clue how many reps I got on this first set. I'm pretty sure I finished these sets. I had no idea what was going on. Felt like I was about to die, and just like was like, all right, I think I got 10, but I think I got like around 10 and maybe 7. I don't know. But that is a full quad workout, or quad focused leg day, if you will. That is day 3 of my split. Today, I'm about to go hit day 5 of my split. I won't say what it is, but it's probably my favorite day of the week. If I'm being honest with you, I really like this day. So, yeah, that is a full quad-focused leg workout. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you liked the video, like the video. If you didn't, that's fine. The very least you can do is have a good day. Take care now. Bye-bye.